Why does the court look so blurry? I don't know. I just streamed this. I don't have any control of how they handle this over here. Hey, so I want to go ahead and thank everybody that's tuning in today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, if you will. Court should be starting up in the next moment or two. Wait, damn, this is loud. Let me turn it down a little bit right here. So this is going to be Maricopa, Arizona. Fix it. Let me see. See, that's why people wear glasses, and even in jail. Let me see, James, what's going on with the screen? You know what I was saying? I have no control over this. I'm at the mercy of these screens, like you guys are. I don't have any control of when the court starts. I don't have any control over the audio. I'm just here along for the ride, guys. Hey, see, I've been watching on YT all day. Thank you, Taylor. I highly appreciate you. So, yep. Hey, as long as we could hear, they need to clean it. Nah, they need to up their internet. That's what they need to do. Let me see over here. They have to see the. All right. Hopefully they're fixing it. Oh, there it is. It's nice and clear now. That's what I'm talking about right there. All right. Hey, thank you for that. Highly appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Is this live? What about the TK case? It hasn't started yet.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for Monday, April 7th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of April will apply to the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I'll ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll ask the next two people I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door. I think there's a blue and green chair facing all of you. Once you work your way into the courtroom and you're behind the podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will explain to you why you're here this morning. I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, sometimes called a public defender, to represent you. Whether or not you qualify for a public defender, you all have the right to hire private counsel at your own expense if you choose to. After we talk about a lawyer, I will give you the next court hearing dates and times that you'll be required to attend in this matter. The last thing we'll do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible to be released from custody. If you are, we will go over on what terms and conditions you could be released.
What up, Jody?
In addition to that right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. Anything that you do choose to say in the courtroom this morning will be preserved on the recording and can be used against you at any point down the line in the criminal proceedings. Unless you've made arrangements with a private lawyer, there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom this morning for purposes of your defense. For those of you that are not represented by a lawyer, which I think is all of you, and because anything that you say could be used against you, I will caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. I encourage you to save any questions, comments, statements that you want to make about the facts of your case for a hearing where you have a lawyer present to discuss that with before you make any statements that you can't take back. Last thing I'll tell you before we get started is that all of the information I give you while you're in the courtroom will be contained in a written document called a release order. You will get a copy of that document when you're done in here and you step back into that room. So please don't feel like you need to memorize the information that we're going through in the courtroom, but please keep that paperwork with you wherever you go from here, because like I said, in that paperwork will be all the information you got while in the courtroom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please have Raymond Rudolph, if you would work your way all the way into the courtroom behind the gray podium, please. Jesus Miranda, if I could ask you to work your way to the first chair inside the door. Luis Maesi, if you would work your way to the second chair, please.
Yeah, I was limping.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Limping.
Yes, Your Honor. It's Raymond Rudolph.
And what's your date of birth?
0213. I can't see you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
0213, 86.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rudolph.
I don't have my glasses.
Are they here somewhere?
I don't know
them.
I don't know where they've been at. I can't see nothing.
Okay.
I haven't seen nothing since last night.
Well, I don't know if I think that might be okay in this case. I don't think that you need to see as long as you can hear me. Okay, you are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 4 counts of aggravated assault, all class 5 felonies, and 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause to support those allegations. I have appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference April 14th and then a preliminary hearing April 16th. They will both be at 8:30 in the morning in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, I have imposed a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means that you can use a bonding company to post that bond if you choose to. If you wish to discuss posting that bond with a bonding company, you can find a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers back in the jail facility. If you can't see or read that list, I'm sure jail officers would be willing to either read you a couple phone numbers or get you the phone numbers in a way that you can see them so you can make calls to some bonding companies when you get back there. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot go back to the scene where the underlying alleged misdemeanor assault took place. You cannot have contact with the alleged victim of that, the misdemeanor assault or any of the felony assault allegations. So no contact with any victims of any of the alleged offenses. You can't have any weapons. You cannot possess or consume alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And whether or not you're released, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been or are later served upon you. Did you have a question, Mr. Rudolph?
I don't even know
why I'm here.
Like, I'm charged with assault for what? I'm trying to figure this out.
So the 4 felony allegations are alleged assaults on law enforcement officers. The misdemeanor, the alleged misdemeanor assault is an assault on, I don't know if I can tell you a name.
There's no name, so that's what I'm trying to figure it out.
2,500.
I literally was in my house and the police pulled me out of my house.
Yeah, so the misdemeanor assault is...
I hate when that happens.
...was allegedly committed against somebody claiming that you are her boyfriend. The felony assault allegations are all allegations that you committed assault on law enforcement officers.
But Judge,
so no contact with the person who has identified herself, who has identified you as her boyfriend, and no contact with the arresting law enforcement.
Judge, I don't even like women.
I sleep and go home when my name is on my lease.
So if you post that bond and you're released, the court doesn't get involved in where you go, only where you cannot go. So you cannot go back to that location absent an escort from law enforcement to retrieve any items you have there between now and your first court hearing. Where you go will be up to you. The court doesn't tell you where you can go, just where you can't go.
I can't go to my house where
Correct.
I'm on my lease.
Correct. That's correct.
How does that make sense to you?
Well, because that's where the alleged offense was committed.
It's my house.
I'm not concerned with who's on the lease or who has a legal right to be there. I'm concerned with where the alleged offense was committed, and because that's the location where it was committed, you can't go back there if you're released, at least until your first hearing on the 14th. Any other questions, Mr. Rudolph?
So you just want me to sit out on the street or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's up to you where you go. I'm not telling you where you can go, just where you cannot go.
And you said 4 felony offenses. I'm just trying to figure out how you guys...
4 felony allegations, yes.
Yeah, 4 felony allegations on me against 4, I'm guessing that's 4 police officers. How do you see that offense?
Officers it was, but I know it was 4 specific allegations of assault. It could have been all on one officer. It could have been on 4 different officers.
I'm just trying to figure out how you guys are sticking me with a charge.
Well, they're allegations at this point, and if you have questions or want to talk about the facts, talk to your lawyer at your next hearing.
And who is my lawyer?
Well, I've appointed the public defender's office.
Okay, that's not a name.
I don't appoint people, I appoint offices. So I've appointed the public defender's office. When you go to your first court hearing, a lawyer will be present to defend you. You'll have the phone number to the public defender's office in your paperwork too. You are free to attempt to call them anytime between now and your first hearing to see if you can get a lawyer assigned to your case sooner.
And what is my bond? And what is this bond?
It's $25,000 secured appearance.
Why the hell was he licking his shirt?
It means you can use a bonding company. And like I said, if you want to explore that, you can call them when you get back into jail.
Well, I'm not familiar with what that is. You're telling me $25,000. I'm like, do I need to come up with $25,000?
Well, the court needs to receive a $25,000 bond. If you want to go through a bonding company in an attempt to potentially pay less than that, talk to a bonding company when you get back into the jail.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
All right. Thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork.
He's going to limp away.
Jesus Miranda, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Adam Watson, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair.
Up
Mr.
next.
Maesi, if you'd shift over to the first, please.
On The Price is Wrong.
Can I have your name and date of birth?
Jesus Miranda, 8/13/1983.
Did you say 90 or 83?
93.
93. Thank you, Mr. Miranda. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I have appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference April 14th and then a preliminary hearing April 16th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the morning in the Superior Court downtown. On that new allegation, I have imposed a $10,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is an allegation that that new misconduct involving weapons charge violated term 1 of your probation. In the probation case, I've also appointed a lawyer to represent you. You may end up with the same lawyer in both cases. You might end up with two different lawyers, but you are entitled to a lawyer in both cases. Your next court hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment April 14th at 8:30, same date and time as the first hearing on the new allegation. So you really only have two court dates, but the first one you'll have both cases heard on. On the probation matter, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. So your total bond will be $10,500. It is all secured appearance, so you can use a bonding company for all of it. If you post that bond and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. And if you're released from custody, please make sure that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours, which is 3 days of being released. Do you understand all of those conditions?
I do, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miranda. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Hey, somebody's
Luis
putting.
Maesi to the
Y'all
podium
so
in
bored
the courtroom, please.
watching
Robert
people get
Alexander,
locked up.
if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair.
That's what you're doing too.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Peace. Deuces.
27/2000.
Thank you very much. And I apologize. So you go by Gastelum?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gastelum. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony forgery case. You have a lawyer already assigned to represent you in that case. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference April 14th. It will take place at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown, and you have a $500 secured appearance bond on that warrant. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you are ordered to comply with the release conditions that were previously in place in this case. Those include that you not have contact with any alleged victims, witnesses, or co-defendants of the underlying allegations, and that you not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Adam Watson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom.
Next.
Hi. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Adam Harris Frederick Watson,
And what's your date of birth?
February 18, 1984.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Okay, you are here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the East Mesa Justice Court. The allegation in that matter is a misdemeanor trespassing allegation. Because that underlying allegation is a misdemeanor, the nature of that charge does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. If you wish to have a lawyer in that case and you don't already have one, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense. Your next court hearing on this warrant will be an arraignment hearing April 23rd. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll take place in the East Mesa Justice Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance on this warrant, so you will be entitled to release on this warrant. That means that you're going to be responsible for getting yourself to that court hearing. Again, it's April 23rd at 9 o'clock. You'll have the date, time, address, and phone number for that court in your release paperwork, so please keep that. Once you're out of custody, if you have any questions, need directions, if you need to reschedule that hearing for any reason, please use the information in your release order to work that out with the court. Once you are out of custody, you cannot go back to the scene where the underlying alleged trespassing offense in that case was, if you know where that is, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Did you have a question, Mr. Watson?
No, that's
Okay, all right. Thank you very much then. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Dude's looking like he came
Brother
out on,
Alexander, to the podium in the courtroom, please.
like he came out on Point Break from back in the 90s, if you will. Hey, how's everybody doing today? I appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys getting
Can
us
I
to the
have your name and date of
FYP
birth, please,
with
sir?
the tabs,
Robert
if you
Alexander,
will.
11/17/82.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alexander. Okay, you are here on two different matters. The first is an allegation, a new allegation. The alleged booking offense is one count of organized retail theft. It is a class 4 felony. You're also here on an allegation that that new offense violated term 1 of your probation. I have not found probable cause to support either of these allegations. I will be quite candid with you, Mr. Alexander. I think this was simply a misbooking by law enforcement. It appears from the narrative in this case that law enforcement intended to book you in on new felony drug charges, but the allegation that they in fact booked you on was that organized retail theft. I did not see any factual information in the narrative to support organized retail theft, so I am not finding probable cause to support the new allegation or the term 1 violation. I am going to appoint a lawyer for you in both matters, in the new charge and the probation violation case, because my finding of no probable cause does not mean these are legally dismissed. The county attorney's office could correct law enforcement's booking error and file formal drug charges on these in this case. If that happens, you're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. So I have appointed a lawyer for you, and I'm going to give you court hearing dates. So you have to go to the probation court on April 14th at 8:30. You will then have to go to the Superior Court on the alleged new offenses on April 22nd and April 24th. All of those hearings at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Mr. Alexander, it is possible that you will go to those court hearings and the court will tell you nothing has been filed and you're free to leave. But if any charges have been filed and you don't go to any of these court hearings, that court will issue a warrant for your arrest. What that means is that at some point you would be arrested on that warrant. You'd have to come back through here, do all of this over again. So please make sure you're in court on the 14th, the 22nd, and the 24th. It is possible that you will not have to be seen, that you'll just check in and be free to go. But like I said, if that's not true and you're not in court, most assuredly the case against you will get worse, not better. So please make sure you're in court on those 3 days. But other than going to court, I'm not imposing any release restrictions on you, and you will be released from custody. Do you understand all of that information?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alexander. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Am I getting OR then?
You are being released. It's not really OR because I didn't find probable cause to support the allegations, so it's really a no probable cause release, but it is in essence the same thing. You will be released from custody.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Next, he'll be back. He will be back. Mark my words, if you will. Hey, and for those of you guys that hit me up on Saturday.
Officer, can you tell me why 8 Manuel Ramirez and 16 David Smalls are not in the courtroom?
No sé.
It's combative.
Okay.
Very
Combative.
And it's Smalls, right?
Yes, David Smalls.
You gotta
Smalls
like
is kind of with
So
that
for-
behavior, and it's so that she's
Arizona.
danger to himself.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said bizarre behavior and danger to himself?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I have the other two. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, number 2 on the calendar, Nestor Pacheco, date of birth 6/4/1990, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to combative behavior. He is here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against him are 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a class 4 felony, 1 count of harassment, a class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal trespassing, a class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations and appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference April 11th and a preliminary hearing April 16th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. Because at least one of these new allegations is a felony offense alleged to have been committed while he was on pretrial release in a different felony matter, he is not eligible for relief on bond. He will be held in custody without bail, at least until an evidentiary hearing is held. That hearing is scheduled for April 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Number 8 on the calendar, Manuel Paul Ramirez, date of birth 2/12/87, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to combative behavior. He is here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the Navajo County Superior Court on an aggravated driving under the influence case. If he does not already have a court-appointed lawyer, one will be appointed for him at his next court hearing. That hearing will be an arraignment April 10th at 8:30 in the Navajo County Superior Court, and he has a $10,000 secured appearance bond on that warrant. Number 16 on the calendar, David Smalls, date of birth 5/8/76. Sorry, that's number 16. I don't know what I said. Number 16 on the calendar, David Smalls, date of birth 5/8/76, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. And was exhibiting bizarre behavior. He is here on a failure to comply with court terms warrant issued by the Santan Justice Court on a misdemeanor allegation involving interference with judicial proceedings. He is entitled to a court-appointed lawyer at a minimum for purposes of release conditions, and I've appointed one for him. His next court hearing will be an arraignment April 10th at 8:30 in the Santan Justice Court, and he has a $500 secured appearance bond on that warrant. And I'm sorry, officer, I didn't mean to ask about Smalls. I meant to ask about Marianne Runyon.
Marianne is unable to function.
For what reason?
She's not all there. It's like, she was in the court waiting, but they have to take them off because she has a very odd behavior. So she was not functioning.
Okay, and not functioning in terms of unable to comply with orders, not functioning, okay. Okay, number 5 on the calendar, Marianne Runyon, date of birth 8/23/81, is not in the courtroom because she was unable to function in general population by seemingly being unable to follow orders from jail staff. She is here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the El Centro Justice Court on a misdemeanor public nuisance matter. Because the underlying allegation in that case is a misdemeanor, she is not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. Her next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing April 24th at 8:30 in the El Centro Justice Court, and I am releasing her on her own recognizance. If anything changes when I visit these 4 individuals cell side, the court's final orders will be reflected in their written release orders. That concludes the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will now stand in recess until 2 p.m.
Damn it, eh? All right, so I'm gonna switch over right now to the K 47 trial. I think it should have just started or is about to start. Anyway, so what I wanted to say was this: on Saturday, a few of you guys hit me up for stickers. So I just want to let you guys know that those stickers, the majority of those stickers got mailed out on Saturday. So you should be receiving them either today or tomorrow. And if they're not here today or tomorrow, don't come tell me. Just wait until the post office gives them to you. I mailed them out for free. I wasn't charging anything. So if they don't show up, I don't know, because they just got dropped in the mailbox. Sometimes mail gets lost or whatever. So don't come, hey, James, where are my free stickers at? I've been waiting 3 days already. Hey, you know what? I don't know. I dropped them on the mail. If you put the correct information, then you'll get them. You're so kind. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I try. And I even shipped them out to Canada, and I shipped one to Great Britain, if you will. So we'll see. The only thing I ask you guys is if you did get them, if you guys could go ahead and drop some videos and tag me on them when you guys get your stickers. And also, I would ask you not to disclose where I shipped them from.